Good evening. Welcome to Team Training Tuesday. I also call it Applied Neolife. And we are in the month of September 2023. The year is running by fast. And yes, for those who are still at school, it is exam time. And for everybody else, I'm sure have to support those that are doing exams at this time or about to start doing exams. My name is Esa Zanambasi. I'm a medical doctor by training. By passion, I love to do what I call apply what we have, which is Neolife. Neolife is a leading, in fact, the leading health and wellness company. We in the business call it a family. We are a family, and it's a family which is on a mission to make the world healthier and happier. So today I thought I would just encourage all those who are getting ready to do exams that perhaps they can look beyond the exams to prepare for life after the exams and after school. Because, you know, exams come and go, results will come, but did you know that how you prepare for your future shouldn't matter according to the outcome of the exams if you start preparing well? And that's what we want to discuss and perhaps to show you. So yes, how the youth can cope with stress at such a time as this, at this time of preparation. It's very important to do the exams and to get through with them, but how do you cope? And Carl Jung said, it all depends on how we look at things and not how they are in themselves. There couldn't be a truer saying than that one, because sometimes we get so hung up on situations and circumstances that we forget to even plan for our futures. So, first thing is to look at our mindset. And what is your mindset regarding your diet? How much you sleep? What you do to manage stress reduction? And how are your relationships? And perhaps, have you given enough thought about the connection between spirit, mind, and body? So for those who are getting ready, I want you to think about those things. And let us remember that sleep might become something that you forget about while you are so busy. So I want to start by talking about sleep and point out a sleep study that was conducted on identical twins at the University of Washington by a lead scientist. His name is Dr. Nathaniel Watson. And he said that what we show is that the immune system functions best when the body gets enough sleep. And by that is meant 7 or more hours of sleep is recommended for optimal health. So that's point number one for anybody who's looking to do their exams and to prepare for life generally after those exams. So how stress is caused by inadequate sleep is this. If you don't sleep adequately, the biorhythms, your natural rhythms of the body, such as the circadian rhythm, they are known to be controlled by 3 main organs. The big one is, well, the important one, or all of them are important, but the one in the brain is called the hypothalamus. It's the master control center, and it is influenced by light and dark. Light, dark. That's how it is. And that's what governs the circadian rhythm. And then below that is the pituitary. We call it the conductor of the hormonal orchestra. And then we have the adrenals. Those sit on top of the kidneys, and those actually regulate the output of stress hormones. So very, very important to watch how you sleep, because the effects of sleep deprivation, there's a rise in stress hormones, there's a marked reduction in T cell function. Those are the immune cells. And there's also a marked rise in bad inflammation. And also connected to other conditions such as anxiety, depression, chronic stress, and the aging process that can be quite uncomely if stress is overtaking everybody. So my take on this is take care of your immune system so that it takes care of you. Because T cells fight pathogens that invade the cells, such as viruses and even cancer cells that are produced. T cells recognize pathogens and activate proteins that attach to invading cells, thereby killing those cells. And T cells, which you want to be functioning well, in a well-rested person, show higher activation than T cells in those who don't get enough sleep. So I hope I've made the point that sleep is super important during this time of exams. Then I want us to remember our value in this family, which is having a long-range vision in everything that we do, okay? Because, for example, you might decide that you want to exercise and really get fit quickly. Well, if you overexert yourself, that can affect sleep and also cause deficiencies of minerals such as magnesium, calcium, and all those. And that can result in your heart taking quite a lot of strain, okay? And it will also make insulin resistance worse if you don't pace yourself and you affect your sleep. It also disrupts the microbiome, that is those normal, friendly, hardworking microbes that are supposed to live in our gut. And the unfortunate thing is, if we don't have that long-range vision and we do crazy things in our youth, by the age of 40, most people have damaged their microbiome to the extent that that's when we start seeing diseases and all sorts of dysfunctions and disorders. So, you know, in this family that we call Neolife, our Neolife family, we are taught to have that long-range vision, and that's why we do things the way we do them. And for the guests, I'd like to welcome you here and to tell you that we might sound really odd sometimes when we talk about the gut affecting all sorts of things like hormonal balance. But it is true, it is true. And I've pointed out this particular hormone called oxytocin, which if it is disrupted and is not functioning well, and the person is in their ages of 35 and beyond, okay? Can I tell you that that affects how one relates with other people, just by taking that one hormone as an example. So just open your minds up for the guests and let us learn together. So now here are some tips for a great night's sleep. And this was courtesy of this doctor, Dr. Yokas. Have your room cool. Don't overheat your room. Keep your room dark as possible. I had to personally get special curtains that actually block out light, block out curtains, so that even during the day, if I draw my curtains, it is pitch dark. Then Avoid caffeine within 8 hours of sleeping, and don't eat within 3 hours of sleeping. Now, that's so important because a lot of people eat late into the night. It's good to cut off like 6 o'clock or later 7. And then after that, you do whatever you need to do, like attend this webinar, and then you don't eat again until tomorrow. Get sun exposure, exercise regularly, avoid bright light after sunset, and then wind down. And also, unfortunately, we have these webinars late, but yes, avoid exposure to blue light and electromagnetic fields. So for the people who are studying and getting ready for exams, all that is sound advice. And I'm sure you're wondering, how are we supposed then to read? Well, you know, you become more efficient if you follow some of these tips, but then we'll carry on. Now, the environment at a cellular level is what I want to point out. The environment is where our genes are, and that environment is called every cell in our body. Okay, the genes that carry information. So cells communicate and have a way of picking up and responding to all these signals: chemical, electrical, vibrational, okay, and signals that originate from the environment within and outside the body. So it's important to be so aware that even what touches your skin, the food you eat, the water you drink, and other drinks for that matter, the thoughts you're having, the feelings you have about yourself and other people, and life generally, okay? All those can affect the functioning of the cells. And how do we know this? Well, for the guests, we belong to this company which has a group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board, which was established by Dr. Arthur First, a top toxicologist and pharmacologist and cancer researcher. And so he started this board for the company, and that sets us apart as a nutrition and wellness company. And we have learned a lot. Oh my goodness, you just need to belong to this family to learn everything that we have. And we know that we are made of trillions of cells and over 70 trillion cells. And the nutrition that we are supplied with actually feeds us at a cellular level. They were the first to pioneer that concept. And inside the cell are mitochondria. And I'm talking like this to those who are doing exams, because you need to look after the mitochondria. We call them the power stations or the power houses of the cell. And they're a very delicate and very intricate system which makes energy. They generate ATP, which is used as the currency of energy to enable those cells to do the work that is done by them. So look after your mitochondria because they're very, very important. It's the place where our basic life requirements, in other words, air and food, are combined to make energy. And if you increase mitochondrial function, it's one of the most effective ways to boost cellular energy and therefore to enhance the efficiency of every single reaction, biochemical reaction and process in the body. So when you think about it, you can potentially slow down aging. And we all know that many challenges come with the aging process, such as disease. So what do the mitochondria need? Basically, their requirements are very basic, but the important thing is that we have the responsibility to supply the requirements. So The key nutrients are glucose, then we have a mineral called magnesium, the B vitamins, vitamin B complex, and then omega-3 fatty acids are important. And then you have other things that are made by the cells themselves, as long as the raw materials to make them are there, such as L-carnitine and alpha-lipoic acid, which is an antioxidant. So I'm building up a case for why we have what we have in this family. And I mentioned that cancer cells are produced in our bodies on a daily basis. Minute by minute, there are cancer cells that are being produced, but the body has to be able to identify them if the immune system is working well and to deal with them. So mitochondria effectively kill off damaged, potentially cancerous cells that are produced daily, replacing them with healthy cells. Isn't that amazing? So here's some news. We are powerful creators. And why do we say that? We can control the environment to which we expose our genes. We can control the expression of our genes. We can shift the expression of our genes and therefore what our life turns out, how our life turns out. Because remember, thoughts and things affect physical reality. So I'm speaking specifically to those who are preparing to do exams and to wait for the results of those exams and who might be wondering, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Yes. So let's give a few thoughts to our mindsets. Is it possible to accept that things happen for a reason, and are we willing to learn the lessons? These are just thoughts that I thought about. Are we grateful for what we have? I find that keeping a gratitude journal is truly transformational. And then the other thing is, are we willing to forgive what has gone on in the past? You see, it may mean learning to think differently, to think of the positivity out of whatever comes out of a negative event. So I mentioned results will come. They might not be what you expected, and you might feel that the world has come crashing down around you. Well, we are here to give you hope, and so just keep listening. But now, let us go to the physical parts of our bodies and say, prepare for the future now. You know, just by eating more fruit and vegetables and by partaking of what is available to us, given to us by the Creator, they are called the 6 best doctors, we can actually change the course of our life and our health. I want to now talk about supplementation and why it is necessary, and particularly if one is preparing for exams. I want to say that there are many, many, many supplements. So my piece of advice is simple: choose wisely. And here are the attributes of what Neolife has to offer us. And with no doubt, they create, Neolife creates the finest, safest, and most effective products in the world. Why? Because they're non-GMO and fully traceable. They're whole food-based cellular nutrition. They are created by doctors and scientists, those members of the scientific advisory board that I've shown. They are clinically proven on real human beings in human clinical trials. And Neolife has a pharmaceutical license for manufacturing these products that they present to us. So if for the guests, you've been wondering, why can't I just walk into a shop and find them on the shelf? Well, we have a very unique way of marketing, and that is word of mouth. The original way to market, and it is still the most effective, because if I have used a product and I know how good it is, and I tell you the next person about it, it is more effective than trying to hope that the shelf will talk about it on my behalf. And that's why we do what we do. So I want to point out this very important product called TreeNN. It's the flagship product. It's been with the company for as long as the company has been around, which is 65 years. The company began in 1958. And the question is, why do we need lipids and sterols? And the thing is that lipids and sterols are critical components for cells that support the transport of nutrients into and waste out of cells. TreeNN is made out of grain oil concentrates, and it actually forms the same biochemistry as our cell membranes. So it is totally biocompatible, and it is made out of food, just as we are supposed to be eating. So I want you to remember this product for the guests and for the students who are doing exams. It forms part of the foundation that we call core nutrition, and combined with these other products, omega-3 salmon oil plus, carotenoid complex, and vitamins and minerals in a product called Multi, TreeNN complements them and works together in absolute synergy and synchrony. So for the students, I've singled out a few nutrition supplements that I have called targeted exam nutrition. And vitamin B complex is very important. You will need your nerves, your stress levels to be controlled. You need to create energy, not only in your physical body, the muscles, but also the brain. This is the time that your brain needs to be working optimally. Another one that I want to point out is vitamin C, because that nourishes the adrenal glands. Remember, you're churning out a lot of stress hormones at this time, cortisol and adrenaline. And so vitamin C is very important. Then I've talked about the grain oils, and you notice it's all on the background of what we call the core nutrition, which are the shake and those 4 supplements that we pointed out. Others that will help a great deal are this called Neolife Tea, which is so good for mental clarity, and it is complemented by mind enhancement. So those are the ones I thought would be very good as targeted exam solutions. And also, if one is on a budget, we can have this vitamin B product called lipotropic adjunct. And I have found that it works very well together with TreeNN and omega to help with panic and anxiety, which is bound to happen during exams. Then we have minerals, which also help a lot, and we have several options. I've just pointed out CalMag and multi-mineral. And CalMag, again, is not just, this isn't just calcium and magnesium for bones and bone health only, but it also helps as a superb sleep booster. Both of them, calcium and magnesium, help with sleep. They promote nervous system function and help muscles to relax. And they work best together. So we have options to help to beat stress. And Just ask, please, if you want to know. Ask the person who has invited you here if you're a guest, or ask your uplines. And then we also have aloe vera, which is very, very good for stress. I've called it refresh and de-stress. And again, I've brought up the Near Life tea and aloe vera, this time in a cocktail or a cooler, as they call it. So they are options. There are options. You don't have to feel that stress is going to get the better of you. So let's change a little bit and talk about environmental toxins and their effect on stress. Would you believe it? Yes, they do, because they lead to inflammation, and inflammation can be damaging if it becomes chronic. It can be very, very damaging to the body, and it can lead to all those consequences, if I may call them that. So where do we begin to look for inflammation? And I believe we need to start at the very beginning with what you are cleaning your house and your body with. So for home and personal care, if you want to bring stress levels down, and this is not far-fetched at all, change what you do to clean the house, how you wash your clothes, how you, perhaps if you have white shirts for uniforms, how you keep them nice and white. Because your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. So for things to change, a different way of choosing is called for. And you always ask yourself, what can you do differently? And I just want to say that the first thing is to believe that they are solutions to the challenges. And really, they are. And you'll find them in this family. So let's set some goals, hey? Let us set some goals, because we can accomplish any goal if we believe we can. We just need to get past those limiting beliefs which have been programmed in our subconscious mind. We have to always remember that we are not a victim of our genes. We are not. And I've shown in a way that genes can be switched on or expressed in response to the environment. So take care of all aspects of the environment. So I'm heading for this what we call the wheel of life. And I've put this little picture here of people, because it is so important to understand that we as human beings are created to live in community, okay? But as an individual, ask yourself all these questions. What would you like as your goals for your mental, career, personal, financial, physical, your family, obviously your social, how you enjoy yourself, and first and foremost, your spiritual, your connection with your creator, our creator. So this wheel of life is something that I like to bring up from time to time. And for now, for those who are facing exams, sit down and go through it and set some goals for yourself, and look for the family and the community that will help you to actualize your goals. And all that takes being mindful. So mindfulness, including eating. This doctor said, he's actually a teacher, author, and a mindful eating educator. He said mindful eating replaces self-criticism and with self-nurturing. So instead of criticizing yourself all the time, you begin to nurture yourself. It replaces shame with respect for your own inner wisdom. So the bottom line is, how you eat can be as important, if not more important, than what you eat or as what you eat. And that's where you need, even during exam time and beyond, to be really mindful about your diet, because it is known that 75% of all chronic diseases are preventable if we know what to eat. And it begins early while you're still young, and you have to make a routine of healthy habits. So yes, I like this picture because you can go down alone, but you can't go up alone. And that's what we want to show you in this family. And we are inviting all those that are guests to belong to this team. Are you ready for a new life? That's why we are called Me Your Life. That's what it means. Are you ready to look after your appearance, your energy and vitality? Are you ready to get information that is relevant and useful? And are you ready for those opportunities to prosper and to contribute to society? And we would welcome you very much, because we all want to be united in our mission. And that mission is to make the world healthier and happier. So for the youth, this is what I wanted to say. That yes, you come out of school, exams will end, results will come, you'll probably put your CV out there hunting for a job. And the disappointing thing is that always there seem to be far more people than there are jobs. So our plea to everybody is to be an employment maker and start by employing yourself, okay? And seek for that job. Yes, I'm not saying don't, but make use of this opportunity. And I just wanted to highlight this, that everybody who comes to this family starts small as a distributor, and with knowledge, with encouragement, with all the hope that you will see here, you can climb through these rungs and start earning a decent income. In some cases, much more than you would on a job if you stay around. So by the time you get to director and emerald director, you're earning decently. These are translated into dollar terms. And then if you get onto the world team, you will start seeing the world. You actually get invited to see other parts of the world. How exciting is that? So this was what I posted at the beginning when I was inviting everybody for this webinar. The entrepreneur always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. And that's what we are inviting all of you who are busy getting ready for exams to look beyond and get excited, because there is a big, big opportunity waiting for you. As long as you're over 18 and over, even if you're 16, you can get ready for it and start preparing for when you can officially be part of the Neo Life family. So you can run your own business, and success is not the key to happiness. Success is the key to success. Rather, happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. And I pointed out at the beginning that I love what we do in this family. So yes, you can. And at this important time of your lives, we look forward to making the world a healthier and happier place. And that is our mission. Thank you so much. I hope we will have a few minutes to discuss. Yes, I'm sure we will. So we can stop and okay. Thank you.